Welcome to your practice for today. For this practice, you'll need a rolled up blanket and a couple of pillows. Hey guys, short practice for you here. You're going to lay on your left side with a blanket rolled up like a sausage roll or a sleeping bag underneath your left ribs so that your shoulder can fit in the trough between a little pillow under your head and the roll at your rib cage. And you're just going to take your time to get comfortable here. You might want a pillow between your knees as well. And just find the appropriate width of the roll that is going to suit your comfort underneath the ribs. And then just take some breaths here, relax the top shoulder in whatever way feels good for you. And just become aware of your breath on the bottom side of the ribs against the blanket and the spaciousness of the breath on the top side of the ribs. Just a few easy breaths in, easy breaths out. And then when you feel ready, you're just going to take a count of breath. So each breath is a count all the way up to 10, just to focus our minds a little bit. So we're going to inhale with 1, exhale 2, inhale 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 8, inhale 9, and exhale 10. And just let the breath be easy, natural, smooth. And continue to soften your body into the props. Relax your body as much as possible on a conscious level. Let your neck relax, your jaw relax, and your eyes close. Feel the heaviness of your left side and the lightness of your right side. And any differences between the two sides, notice that as well. And then just allowing yourself a few cleansing breaths here before we move on. You're going to inhale through your nose. Open your mouth and exhale out of your mouth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Softening the exhale all the way out. And then slowly you're going to walk your right arm along the floor all the way up towards overhead. You might find the arm is comfortable draping right over your cheek or over the side of your ear. Or you might need to bend your elbow like I'm doing and just rest the elbow down in front of your face. So the shoulder can totally relax, but you're increasing the stretch along the right side of your body just a little bit, not into a place of tension through the neck or discomfort through the shoulder itself. Remember, no pain, increasing. And then if you like, you can take that right leg long and start to lean the right leg behind you without rolling your pelvis open, just extending the right leg back just ever so slightly. And again, increasing the stretch, feeling maybe a little bit of stretch sensation through the front of the right hip. And then from here, we're going to work into what we call pendulum. So we're going to swing the arm and the leg in opposite ways. So right arm's going to come forward and back as right leg goes forward and back in the opposite way. So you're going to need to watch for a minute and then give it a go. So as right leg extends back, right arm reaches forward and across in a diagonal, and then you twist the body, twist the spine, let the other side of the body open up. Right arm opens, right leg comes forward. And then we close it up, right arm comes forward, right leg extends back, and you twist the other direction. And we just open and close this rotation, swinging like a pendulum between the arm and the leg. You can allow the twist to be as big or as small as feels comfortable for you, but just really watch that you're moving in a range that allows ease in the breath, full, complete breaths, no strain, no breath holding, no gripping. And just find whatever cadence and depth feels good for you and do a few rounds. And then from here, we're just going to reach that right arm and leg up for a moment and then soften it down, reaching the right arm long, right arm over the head just for a momentary stretch after the movement, just to feel. So you just relax here and feel. Notice what you notice from that exercise. What did it give you? And then when it feels like it's time to let go, just release that, drawing the right knee into the chest for a moment and then letting go. And we're going to bring ourselves all the way up and just take the props out. And then you're going to come onto your back and just rest on your back for a moment and notice what you notice there. Maybe a real difference between the right and the left sides, probably in the rib cage for sure. So just be aware of that difference and enjoy the experience of the change in your body as you take a couple breaths. And then we're going to play with some rhythmic movement here. So you're going to start to chug your body up and down on your mat. Your hips are going to stay on the mat, but you're just using your feet to push off. So you kind of grip with your toes a little bit, press with your feet, your balls of your foot and your heels, and just chug your skin up and down on your mat. Your head will stay on the mat, shoulders, ribs, and pelvis. And you just will feel the skin kind of rubbing back and forth, creating some friction on the backside of your body. And we want to move in a rhythm that feels soothing and comfortable. You can sing your favorite nursery rhyme in your head to keep the rhythm if you like. But just make sure you can move in a range that allows the breath to be easy and that your mind doesn't start to race. You want to stay calm here. And then when it feels like it's done, it will just stop. You just come to a halt and notice what you feel. Sometimes a little sparkly feeling. And then we're going to bend the elbows and just play with a couple of what I like to call robot arms. You're going to imprint the backs of the shoulders into the mat. So pressing from the elbow to the tricep all the way to the back of the shoulder blade, squeeze and press down into the floor. Not so much your chest pops, not so much your ribs pop, just enough to feel a little toning, a little engagement through the backs of the shoulders and the backs of the arms without the neck straining or gripping. So we're just doing a few of those, 3 or 4. Just getting the hang of that sensation of activating shoulder blades hugging towards the spine, arm bones hugging towards the earth, and just feeling this wake up through the back of the shoulders. And then go ahead and lift your arms into the air, fingertips to the sky, thumbs touching if possible. If that creates pinch in the shoulders, just spread the arms a little wider. And you're going to let the arms start to drop overhead. Just doing some simple arm arcs. And as you let the arms drop back and pull up, we want to go in a range that is smooth and comfortable, where the low back doesn't arch. We don't have to back bend to do this. So we're really focusing on a pure movement at the shoulder socket. And just go as slow as you need to go to make this an even, smooth movement. And of course, we're not going for depth here. So we're not trying to get the arms to drop to the floor overhead. We're actually trying to look for balance and support and stability. So we want the shoulders and the ribs to stay really relaxed as we do this movement. And the arms just go in the free range that they have without strain, without tension in the neck, without having to hold the breath or suck in the stomach. Good. Just a couple more rounds there. If there's a lot of wobbling, again, go less. Less is more. Good, and then when you're finished, just come on down with the elbows on the floor wide out to the sides, and we're going to drop the arm bones into external rotation. So you're going to let the backs of the forearms move towards the floor by nature of the arm bones rotating open and away from your chest. Your backs of your arms do not need to touch the ground. You might not get them all the way to the floor. Just see if you can find what feels like a congruent place to hang out, where it's comfortable and a little gentle stretch but no strain. And then your legs are going to sway gently from side to side. And you can move the legs in a sort of gentle windshield wiper fashion, letting the pelvis go as well, but keeping the shoulders and the ribs connected to the ground. So we're just creating some gentle fascial stretch across the right sides and left sides of the body, into the side waist and through the armpits. Just 2 times on each side is plenty here. Breathing easy, staying soft through your face, through your neck, and through your jaw. Beautiful. And then we're going to bring the legs back to center and the arms come back through center. We're just going to move the arms down through internal rotation now, trying to take the forearms to the ground the other way, so palms to the earth. And then we'll go back into that external rotation, backs of forearms towards the floor, and then fronts of forearms, palms towards the floor. Just moving in and out. This is another version of those robot arms. And so just go at the pace and the depth that works for you. And then you might pause in that internal rotation. Wherever you get to, your hands do not need to touch down on the ground. And just pause there and then gently release when you're ready. Bringing the arms back through neutral. And then just rest here for a moment. Knees can touch. Arms resting. And when you're ready to come up, we're going to make our way up and just slowly come on over, and we'll switch to the other side for that rib roll. So we're going to lay over the blanket again, this time on the right side rib cage. And so the right shoulder is going to rest in the trough between the pillow and the blanket underneath your ribs. And you're just going to take whatever time it takes for you to get set up and get comfortable here. So that bottom hip might need a blanket underneath if that hip is inflamed or sore. And you might need something between the knees. And if the bottom shoulder isn't super comfy, you can adjust as well, maybe moving the blanket closer to your armpit. Do what you need to do to get comfortable here, but we just want to encourage a soft side bend for the right side to rest into and the left side to open into here. And then just go ahead and come back to an easy breath in and an easy breath out. Consciously relaxing, consciously letting go. Being mindful of the inner experience of your body. Noticing what sensations are moving through your tissues, different parts of your body, and the state of your mind. And just exhaling out of any thoughts that are not thoughts about your body, considering the experience of right now. And to help with that, let's count the breath. So we'll take a breath out here, complete your exhale, and then inhale for 1, exhale for 2, inhale for 3, exhale 4, inhale 5, exhale 6, inhale 7, exhale 8, inhale 9, exhale 10. And just letting the breath be easy, natural, noticing your state now. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose, release through your mouth, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth, inhaling through your nose, and out mouth. Good, and then slowly you're going to slide that left arm along the floor, bringing it to the side of your face or over your ear, or maybe just bending the elbow, resting it in front of your face if that's more comfortable for you. Just finding a place where you can feel a gentle stretch, a little more intense through the left side of your body, but nothing straining through the neck, no tension building in the face or the head. And then you might softly allow the left leg to extend long. And just feel that opposition between the arm and the leg. And then we're going to come into that pendulum movement again on this side. So you're going to, if there's something between the knees, you're going to take it out and then start to swing in opposites between that arm and the leg. So left leg comes forward and left arm opens behind you as you twist and rotate. And then we switch ways and the left leg goes back into extension, left arm reaches forward and across in a diagonal. And we just feel this movement between the arm and the leg on that side. And just feeling the stretch and expansion, whatever sensation comes through across the left side of your body. And we'll just move in and out of this pendulum a few times. And as you can see, my head is turning as I do this. You might find that's really comfortable to turn your head all the way, maybe just part way. Just go with what feels good and natural. Your spine will tell you where to go. So just feeling into that rotation of the spinal movement and letting the limbs follow. And I love to activate my leg here as I do this. Really press out through the heel, flex through the quad, really make the leg active in both directions, especially when you come forward into your flexion. I'm just giving this beautiful neuromuscular feedback through the whole side of the body here. Good, just finishing that up. And then coming back to rest on the left side here. So letting that left arm rest over your face, left leg rest long to the floor, and just integrate that for a moment. Take a breath. Beautiful. And then the left arm goes up into the air, left leg up into the air, and just reach the side body together between arm and leg. Take a moment holding that activation on the outside of the thigh and then just releasing all the way down. And then from here, we'll come on out of that, take the props out, and just take a moment and you're going to bring yourself back onto your back once again. And just allow yourself to rest in constructive rest position with the knees bent, feet hip distance or so apart. And just take a second to acknowledge any changes in your body. Notice right to left what you're feeling. Things maybe have balanced out a little bit between your rib cage side to side now. I'm just noticing how maybe some space has shown up in your body or tension has shifted. And then go on into that rhythmic movement we did the first time around once again. So you're going to chug your body up and down using your legs, the strength of your legs and the push through your feet. And your head may or may not move the way mine is. So you don't have to nod the chin, but really allow the head just to be in a natural state of movement in response to the chugging of the body. But if it feels really rigid or it's dizzying to do that, just go smaller with your movement. Make it a gentler rhythm. And you do not have to chug at the same speed that I'm going. Every one of us will have our own potent rhythm, and the speed and depth in which we go or the vigor with which we shake will be different for each of us. But this movement is so good for the limbic system, very nourishing to downregulate the nervous system. And then just pause in that little effervescent afterglow of that movement and take a breath. And then slowly when you're ready, I'm just going to do a couple of neck rolls. Just gently rolling the head side to side. So the key with these is that we want to keep the back of the head resting heavy on the floor, and we want to keep the muscles of the neck relaxing. The tendency when we do these rotations on our back is to tense the back of the neck, contract the sides of the neck to turn. And while there is some muscle effort that happens when we rotate, we're really trying to find a passive range of motion here so we can unwind some of the fascia along the sides of the jaw, throat, and neck and into the chest. So just let the head be heavy, soften your jaw, really maybe even open your lips and let your tongue relax in your mouth. And just let this range of motion be free so we're not pushing into any strain. We're not pushing beyond any boundary here, just staying within what your neck says yes to. And breathing freely. And then on your next time to the right, just leave yourself in that rotation to the right and take your right arm and reach across from the bottom of the earlobe, reach down through the fascia of your neck, all the way down across to the left shoulder, and just flush out that tissue. So you're kind of massaging it, and then you're kind of washing the hand down and flicking off anything that doesn't need to be there. Just doing that 2 or 3 times, and then switch to the other side. You can see a little bit easier on this side what I'm doing. But I'm kind of massaging right below my earlobe, down the side of my neck, and I'm kind of raking my fingers down just gently, just however much is needed for your body, and then coming down towards the collarbone and massaging all the way out to the top of the arm bone there, and just flush it right off. So you can see I'm kind of just letting go of the toxins, letting go of whatever is in my mind space, and any tension that I feel is stuck in this part of my body, I'm just saying goodbye and energetically releasing it. And then I'm going to go back to those neck rolls for a couple more rounds. And I invite you to just notice if things have changed, even just from that very gentle, self-compassionate touch of releasing, that you might have increased your range of motion in your neck rolls. And lastly here, we're just going to draw the left knee into the chest. You can hug hands over the shin or in behind the hamstring. I've shown both variations here. You also don't have to grab if it's hard on the fingers. If you've got arthritis in your hands, it's painful, or your wrists, you can just let the knee be in free space here. And then we're going to rotate over towards the right. The left arm can press out to the left, and you can release the leg open a little bit here, keep the knee bent. And then just rolling the head, neck to the left if it feels comfortable. Just a gentle twist. Take a breath. Soften, release. And then slowly bring the head back to neutral, then the left leg back, and then the right. Just pause at center for a moment. Inhale. Draw the right knee in. Clasping hands over the shin or in behind the hamstring, whichever feels more comfortable for you, or just leaving the knee freestanding without holding at all. Take a breath in. And then slowly we're going to come into our twist. So letting the pelvis roll, rib cage can roll, shoulders stay connected to the earth. And we just lean that thigh over gently. Maybe the head rolls to the right, the opposite way of your twist, and just take a breath here. Full exhale. Relax into the sensation. Stay in a place that feels comfortable. And then inhale, bring the head back to neutral, and then the right leg, and then the left leg. And come on back to center one final time. And we'll just take a nice big stretch, reaching the arms out in front of you, interlace palms facing away, reach your forehead up towards your knees and stretch, and then go the opposite direction, reaching the arms overhead, interlaced, and stretch the body long, maybe a yawn. And just allow yourself to come up to seated. And so I'm sitting cross-legged in this variation, but you can sit however you need to. Legs can be long in front of you. You can sit on the knees. You can be sitting in a chair, whatever works for your body today. And then we're going to bring the left hand out to the side. If you have a floor beneath you, touch the hand to the floor. And then just bringing the opposite arm to the shoulder, and we'll side bend. Just leaning the spine to the left. And we want to make sure we keep the pelvis anchored here, so no strain through the low back. The movement is meant to just be an integration movement at the end of practice. So nothing crazy. We're not going to the biggest, deepest place in our movement. Just bringing it all together. And then we're going to walk the hands forward, bringing ourselves into a little bit of a forward bend, keeping the pelvis anchored, neck and shoulders relaxed. And then we'll go backward, walking the hands behind, nice and wide enough to feel space across the shoulders. And as the hands plant behind you, if you're in a chair, you'll just need to hold the back of the chair with your arms. And then you're just going to lean from side to side gently. Might bring a little bit of rotation through your rib cage, but just a small movement through the shoulders here. And just feeling a nice openness through your chest as you take a couple breaths. This should feel relaxing, not tension producing, so just keep it easy. And then we're going to open through the front belly, open through the chest, open through the collarbones, maybe the throat. If your head is good to drop back, if your neck feels comfy, you can do that. And then exhale, bring it back to center, and hands come to your heart. And we close out with some gratitude, just bowing your head into your heart. Thank you.